Hello, my name's Simonize and welcome to another Simonize Guide video. Today I've got advanced tips and tricks for your rogue in Season of Discovery for PvE. Now it may be phase 1 right now, but a lot of these tips and tricks will be applicable in future phases because they're about some more mechanical things, not just like particular items or consumables that are only relevant right now, but we'll have some of that too. Pretty much everything in this video are things that I don't think are necessary in order to perform well, but they are things you can do to really push the limits of your character if you want to get really invested and really technical. So let's start off with the very first one, which is a very popular comment I've been getting on a lot of my videos, which is about Sinister Strike and Saber slash weaving. What this is you use Saber slash 3 times to get the bleed debuff stacked to full, and then you use Sinister Strike 1 or 2 times before the bleed goes away. The reason you do this is because the instant damage of Sinister Strike is just a little tiny bit higher than the instant damage of Saber Slash. So as long as you do not let your 3 stack of the Saber Slash bleed debuff fall off of the boss, you can gain a very small amount of damage by weaving these Sinister Strikes between your Saber Slashes. I want to emphasize really that this is a very small benefit. In fact, it is a smaller benefit than the next thing on our list, which is the Bogling Root. This is a consumable that increases all your physical damage dealt by just 1. This item comes from the Night Elf starting zone, Teldrassil. There's a quest that Night Elves can do in here, and when they complete the quest, it spawns 3 Bogling NPCs that attack the player, and if you kill them, they each drop a Bogling Root. Now, if you're on Horde side, this could be a little more difficult to obtain. You can just go over here on a Horde character and wait for Night Elves to turn in the quest, kill the Boglings. It doesn't impede their quest progress at all, so you're not really griefing them. You're just scooping up some nice Bogling Root. Next on the list is Windfury Timing. This is a mechanical one that's definitely going to be relevant for all the phases of Season of Discovery, unless Blizzard goes in and changes how these abilities work. Both Wild Strikes and Windfury say that they give you an extra attack when they trigger, but that's not really what they do. What they actually do is they cause your next main hand auto attack to occur immediately rather than whenever it was going to happen. These can both trigger from auto attacks as well as from your abilities, and when we're talking about Windfury Timing, we're talking about timing our abilities in relation to our auto attack swing timer. So imagine you have a honed Darkwater Talwar in your main hand that has a 2.7 attack speed. And say you used a Sinister Strike right about now when the auto attack is about to happen anyways. If a Windfury triggered from that Sinister Strike, you wouldn't gain much by causing this auto attack to occur immediately because it was going to occur in, 0.2 seconds anyways. If instead you monitor when your auto attacks are occurring and time your special abilities like Sinister Strike and Saber Slash only to be right after a main hand auto attack occurs, like this, then if a Windfury triggers from that ability, you get a much larger advance on your next auto attack and you gain more damage that way. Now again, this is something that's not a big deal, and the reason I don't usually do this on my characters is because it takes a lot of attention. Monitoring your auto attack timer constantly and timing every ability to gain this benefit can really distract you from things that are much more important for your character's damage output. Next we have finishing move selection. In my Rogue PvE guide, I wanted to keep it simple, and I gave you a 5 Slice and Dice, 5 Envenom type of rotation that frankly is perfectly good. But if you want to get a little more advanced, we can get pretty technical with our selection of finishing moves. And the main thing to understand when selecting your finishing moves is that all 3 of these finishing moves, Slice and Dice with your 3 of 3 improved Slice and Dice talent, Envenom with full stacks of Deadly Poison, and Rupture with the Mangle debuff, all 3 of these finishing moves are very, very similar in power level. What's important is making sure you're gaining full value from a finishing move when you use it. Now for Slice and Dice, to get full value, we want to have that improved talent. We want to make sure we're not overwriting the duration of an existing Slice and Dice, and we want to make sure our encounter will last at least as long as the Slice and Dice. We don't want to have 10 seconds of Slice and Dice left over when the boss dies, because that's not improving our damage. But if you can't get full value from a Slice and Dice, next we're gonna see, can we get full value from an Envenom? And the main check for that is, do you have 5 stacks of deadly poison active on your target? If you do, then go right ahead, cast an Envenom. If you don't, we're gonna see if we can get full value from a Rupture. And to get full value from Rupture, we need to have Mangle debuff on, and we need the fight to last at least the 16-second duration of Rupture. And if those are both true, then great, we can cast a Rupture and get full value from it. But if none of those conditions are true, then, you're not getting full value from any of these finishing moves. You're kind of just gonna have to pick one and move on. Before we're done talking about the finishing moves, I wanna say one more thing. The Envenom and Rupture are ones that definitely want to be used at 5 combo points. You really don't want to be casting these at 1, 2, 3, or 4 combo points. The Slice and Dice is a little different. That's one that's okay to cast at 3, 4, or 5 combo points. Next up, we have Envenom Pooling. Envenom is a special finishing move. When you use it, it does instant damage, and it gives you a buff. With a 5 combo point Envenom, this buff lasts 6 seconds, gives you a 75% increased frequency of applying instant poison. And what we're doing when we're talking about pooling for Envenom is we're making sure we have a large amount of energy before we press that Envenom, so we can use more abilities immediately after while we're under the effect of the Envenom buff, so those abilities have increased poison proc chance. So here's 2 examples. I have 5 combo points, 5 deadly poison stacks, and 41 energy in the top picture. I could cast an Envenom right now, and it would be fine. But I could also wait a little bit until I have more energy, like in the bottom picture. And if I wait a little bit, then I cast an Envenom, I'll be able to use more Saber Slashes and more Sinister Strikes while I'm under the effect of that Envenom buff, and have, slightly increased chance to trigger poison off those abilities. Next, we have a really fun one. Saber Slash's damage over time component will actually snapshot your attack power. What that means is if you have a temporary attack power bonus active, such as Orc's Blood Fury effect, when you reach that 3rd stack of Saber Slash, then as long as you maintain that Saber Slash debuff throughout the fight, even if you're Saber Slashing more and more after Blood Fury fades, the ticking damage of Saber Slash will remain at that high value that it achieved when you had Blood Fury active. In Phase 1, Blood Fury is pretty much the only temporary attack power bonus that this is relevant for, but certainly in future phases we'll have activated trinkets like Slayer's Crest or the Jom Gabar from Temple of An-Karaj that give very powerful temporary attack power bonuses, and playing around this Saber Slash snapshotting mechanic could be very important and fun if it's still working this way when we get access to items like this. Number 7 on our list is simply that Vanish is pretty overpowered. And if you've been a longtime rogue player in Classic WoW, you might know that you can use Vanish for some pretty clever things. Vanish gives you a very brief fraction of a second, like super immunity, that can make you immune to a lot of different boss abilities if you time it just right. In Phase 1, the main use you can find for Vanish is to vanish when Gamura explodes the Aqua Shell. Instead of having to run away and lose time on the target, if you stay right next to Gamera and you simply vanish right as the shell is bursting, you won't take damage, you won't get knocked back, and you'll be able to just continue dealing damage to the boss the entire time. There are a handful of different boss abilities in the game that are able to be vanished like this. Another example is Meixana's Web Spray ability in the Naxxramas raid that stuns everyone for 10 seconds, but if you're a rogue and you vanish at the right time, you just get to keep attacking the boss while everyone else is stunned. And hopefully in the future raids that we don't even know about, there will be more powerful things to do with Vanish and mechanics to avoid. Number 8 is this little guy right here, the Dig Rat. This is a very unique item. It is not only literally unique, but special in that it allows you to spawn a neutral NPC wherever you want. A neutral NPC that can be attacked, and that's really important. What we're gonna do as a rogue with an unconscious Dig Rat is we're gonna spawn it right before a boss. We can hit it with a rank 2 gouge, which will not kill it, but will generate a combo point on it. Then we can use that combo point to cast a Slice and Dice right before we go into a boss. and that way we can have a slice and dice rolling prior to engaging the boss, which is just very good. The Dig Rat comes from Southern Barrens. It's accessible by both Alliance and Horde, although certainly easier to get here on Horde. You're just looking for the Dig Rat critter in this Southern Barrens area, and you're gonna have to kill a lot of them. The drop rate can be pretty low, or just check your auction house, see if there are some listed on the auction house. Number 9 on the list are the Beastslaying Armor pieces. And this is something that's, we're talking about specific items, so this is pretty much a phase 1 thing I'm talking about right now, although there may be good similar items in future phases. Anyways, the Wild Hunter Cloak is accessible by the Horde from a quest in Ashenvale, and the Raptorbane Armor is accessible by Alliance from a quest in Wetlands. These both give way more attack power than any other item available in that slot, but only against beasts. So these items are very good to use against Gamura boss in Blackfathom Deeps, but that's the only beast boss. I know in original Blackfathom Deeps, Akumai was considered a beast as well, but in our Season of Discovery Blackfathom Deeps raid, Akumai is uncategorized. And finally, the last thing on our list of advanced rogue tips and tricks, we have the Dog Whistle and the Spiked Collar. Now, my understanding is that the access to the Dog Whistle has been nerfed, and you can no longer go into Scarlet Monastery in Phase 1 Season of Discovery to get it from the first boss. Now, there's another summoned item called the Spiked Collar that summons a Fell Hunter. This one comes from Lord Malathorn, which is a rare spawn in Duskwood Crypts. Again, accessible by both Alliance and Horde, just a little harder for Horde to get here. The whole point of both of these items is that they summon a high-level Guardian NPC that'll help fight and add, anywhere from about 10 to 20 DPS. These actually attack for quite a lot of damage. They're just really difficult to acquire, time-consuming to acquire, really. So certainly in Phase 1, these are pretty high impact. There'll be a DPS gain in future phases, but, when we're doing more DPS, the 10 to 20 DPS of a Dog Whistle or Spiked Collar is, less significant on your overall damage. And that's it. That's what I have for you for advanced rogue tips and tricks in Season of Discovery. I hope you really enjoyed this video. If you want to check out the more basic PvE guide or rogue best in slot list, I have videos for both of those linked in the description of this video and the pinned comments. So check that out down below. As always, thank you for watching. I hope you had a good time. I hope you learned something, and I hope you're having fun in Season of Discovery.